So you want to live stream your bike rides and you're trying to figure out why it doesn't work when you try to stream with your phone.
It's pretty much impossible to stream from your phone when you're riding a bike, at least with today's technology. Let me show you what I use to get really crystal clear streams with very minimal equipment while riding a bike through New York City.
The first thing you're going to need is this Yolobox Mini. If you want to learn more about it, go ahead and click the video description below. The second thing you're going to need is a modem or two. You can also use your cell phone. Here I have a T-Mobile hotspot modem and I have a Nighthawk that I have a AT&T SIM in. The more variety you have in cell phone carriers, the better. Now most cell phone plans tell you you have unlimited data plans, but in reality, they throttle your service at 22 gigs a month. What you really want to find is an unlimited SIM. Those are pretty hard to find these days. But if you have access to someone who has a business account, they can probably let you borrow one or maybe even get you one. The next thing that'll help your streams run a little bit longer is a battery pack. I use this Anchor battery pack. It has 2 USB outs on it and it works great for the things that are in my setup. The next item obviously is a camera. Now you want to use a camera that has an HDMI output on it. You want to stream from HDMI. You don't want to use any of the GoPro wireless apps or any of that garbage. You want to get a clean hardwired connection. A GoPro works, there's a Sony AS300, there's many to choose from, but since you're on a bicycle you want to use a small one. And the final piece to this whole thing is how you mount your GoPro to your body and carry your gear. You can use a regular GoPro chesty mount and a backpack to put the batteries, modems, and Yolobox in. I found this Patagonia fly fishing bag. Not sure if it's still available, but I've modded it a little bit and it holds everything and mounts the camera in the front of the chest. The last items you're gonna need is all the cables to make this system run. Now, there's many ways to do this. Like I said, different power supplies and cameras. So you can go ahead and figure out exactly what cables you need to keep everything powered and connected. Now let me show you how to set it up using the Patagonia fly fishing bag, since that's the kit that I use. So before you start building the bag, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is put on this YC onion cage. This will just make sure that those HDMI cables don't pop out in the middle of the stream. This is like a little bit of extra security that it's really handy to have. Now that you have the Yolobox configured, let's start adding it to the Patagonia bag. So first thing you want to do is connect an Ethernet cable to the Yolobox Mini, as well as an HDMI cable. The next thing you're going to want to do is plug in the Ethernet cable into the Nighthawk router. This is where you get your AT&T connectivity. Go ahead and throw the wireless and Seago modem in your bag. This will give you a hotspot to a T-Mobile SIM. Finally, grab your Anchor battery and slap it in one of the inside pockets and go ahead and plug in 2 USB power cables. One to the camera and one could go to a modem or to the Yolobox. I'm gonna go ahead and skip how I set up the camera on the Patagonia bag, since you can do this with a chesty and a backpack. If you want to know what items I use, they're linked down below. I'm using the GoPro, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I plug in the HDMI cable and the power cable to the back. This will keep the camera charged and connect the Yolobox to the GoPro via the media mod. There's one final step that I forgot to mention. Go ahead and insert a SIM into the Yolobox. I prefer putting a Verizon SIM in there, since Verizon has the best connectivity in New York City area. And that's pretty much it. That's my whole kit. That's how I stream from the bike. This is a really lightweight, easy solution for streaming on the bike. You have 3 different networks to connect to, but you can get away with only using one or using one SIM card and hotspotting from your phone. I recommend using a SIM card from a different service from the SIM card that's in the Yolobox Mini. It'll give you the best results. If you're having issues connecting to different services to stream, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, etc., I'll go ahead and leave a link down below on a great step-by-step guide of getting you all set up with the Yolobox Mini. Those of you who made it to the end of the video, appreciate you watching. And if you have any questions or comments on how to get set up on your own live streams, let me know down below. I'm happy to help. Peace.
So we bring to a close the story of rigid control through the unceasing research and the highest quality.